Yes, it's a Wednesday in the world of Formula One. There's plenty of news headlines to get into here at GPFans, and we're talking about the team principals twice with Christian Horner. We'll be touching on him and a little bit of Toto as well thrown into the mix as we look at the FIA and Steward's decision making being influenced perhaps by social media, and of course the titanic battle between Mercedes and Red Bull and just how close they were in Qatar almost 2 weeks ago. Does that set us up for a magnificent final two races of the F1 season? Well, I certainly hope so. And you don't want to miss anything that we do here at the channel, so hit the subscribe button down below to stay up to date with all of it as we go from Saudi Arabia this coming weekend into the final race in Abu Dhabi, where the titles will be decided, both the drivers and constructors championships. Nail-bitingly close. Right, let's get into all the news headlines here at GPFans. So going into Jeddah this week, we're all hoping that it's going to be a titanic scrap between the top two. And if Christian Horner is correct, there's a good chance we'll see that, as the Red Bull team principal revealed that just one corner in Qatar was the difference between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. The last outing was, of course, under the lights of the Losail circuit nearly 2 weeks ago, and the high-speed, aggressive track was highly praised by a number of the drivers as being a very enjoyable course to drive. Two racers stood out at the front, unsurprisingly, Lewis and Max, making the majority of the high-speed turns at near equal speeds. But the low-speed turn 6 seemed to favour the aerodynamic setup of the Mercedes, giving Hamilton a little more speed through the bend, an advantage he put to good use to cruise to victory. But that, and only that, was the difference maker in Qatar, according to Christian Horner. One corner differentiated us all weekend, and it was turn 6, conceded the Red Bull boss. We lost 0.2 per lap every lap from Friday to Sunday at that corner, and that's one of the things we need to understand. Where do we need to improve? Red Bull operated a 2-stop plan, with Verstappen in Qatar stopping ahead of Hamilton on each occasion. We went into the race with the intention of doing a 1-stop, and then quickly saw Lewis was pushing on, so we started to push harder, explained Horner. In the first stint, Lewis had a pace advantage to us, but in the second 2 stints, we were able to match him. The fact Max was able to claim the fastest lap even prior to putting on the set of softs at the end was very encouraging. So does this mean that Mercedes and Red Bull are about as close as they've been in terms of speed and raw power this season? So does that mean that going into the last 2 races, these two are going to take the driver's skill rather than the car to separate them on track? And sticking with the Red Bull team leader, because when is Christian Horner not in the news at the moment, he and rival Toto Wolff of Mercedes are united for a rare moment this season, as the two stand against social media being used as new evidence in F1 penalty decisions. The stewards have faced a fair bit of flack in recent weeks for both delayed decisions regarding incidents on track and for consistency in their interpretation of the rules. Just go back to almost any of our videos about drivers discussing the unclear rules of engagement on track after that incident in Brazil. The two figureheads of Red Bull and Mercedes have now joined forces in agreement that the FIA shouldn't be using social media clips such as the one that appeared of Max Verstappen touching Lewis Hamilton's car in Brazil as grounds for an investigation or subsequent appeal. Speaking before Mercedes' right to review petition was dismissed for Verstappen's on-track actions at Interlagos, Wolff said, "Nobody wants to have feeds from social media that are coming in and then you suddenly have new evidence, rightly or wrongly, so we need to clean that up. Hopefully in the regulations with the consent of everybody that, first of all, the stewards need to have access to all relevant channels." Asked if the delays to decision-making and if he was concerned by conversations taking the best part of a week to be concluded, Christian Horner added, "Well, I think that's the danger for the FIA with this. If they go down this route, then every single incident from now on will be questioned. There'll be evidence from iPhones or spectators' phones." Talking specifically of Verstappen's defence against Hamilton from the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, Horner questioned how far back the stewards could go should new evidence demonstrate potential wrongdoing. Of course, if you wind it back, you know you get incidents like Istanbul, you get incidents like at Monza, he added. Where do you draw that line? So where do you draw that line? Let us know in the comments section below. How far back can you go when you're looking at incidents in Formula 1? But more importantly, the idea of social media videos being an influence in the steward's decisions. Now, surely evidence is evidence. So if a social media video appears showing a driver perhaps doing something illegal on track, then that has to be taken into account. But then what about doctored social media videos? It's going to be a really interesting one as F1's future continues, and a tough one for the stewards for sure and the FIA. Let us know in the comments section below if you think that Red Bull and Mercedes are going to be super close in Saudi Arabia this weekend, and hit the subscribe button down below to stay up to date with everything that we do going into these final 2 races of this epic season here at GP Fans.